Good morning. Today is 11th of May and this is Retro Rides Weekender 2024, part 2 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle. Here we are at the Goodwood Motor Circuit in West Sussex. So far we've had an absolute shambles, but then, you know, what is the title of this series of videos? Why are you surprised? I do apologise in advance if there's lots of wind noise, if I fall over, if I get things wrong, if I get interrupted by announcements or people or anything else. I'm afraid it's just the way that it goes on this channel. So B3, I think we call it ski nose Passat. These are not common anymore, these. They weren't particularly common when new, to be honest. They didn't sell loads over here. You'd much rather, back in the day, be going for something like a Sierra or a Cavalier, I think. But they're quite nice. I sort of like them. This one's obviously had some suspension work done, shall we say. Got a very early Ericsson mobile phone in there as well. I wonder what specification this actually is. Is a GL with a 1.8 20 valve engine. Someone swapped the engine over. This sunroof, I don't know if you could get these officially in this country, but it's handy. My gosh, that's really weird. Even on a GL, it's got windy windows in the front. That's a bit mean, isn't it? Anyway, let's have a look at this Corrado. I think by that number plate, it's probably a G60. And those are, I think, facelifted first generation Audi A4 door handles, Audi A4 and A3 door handles. It says G60, and there it is. There is exciting supercharged action going on there. We've got some Skyline action here as well, an I-33. If that is the correct plate, it might be a personal one, but if that's the correct plate for the year, then we have some 1995, 1996 dates going on. And we've got the RB26 engine. There we go, viewers. Sure you're all excited by that. I'm more excited though by this Jaguar XJS. This is the sort of pre-full convertible model, 1986, 1987. It's been to Goodwood before. Oh, it's a manual one. This might be a 3.6 then. And there's a little Jaguar friend there. He looks like he's asleep. Won't disturb him. And that's a V12. I do apologise. A V12 manual. It's quite rare. And then a Porsche 924, relatively early one. I wonder if this has got the original 2-litre sort of Volkswagen Audi designed engine in it. It might do. I haven't driven one of these. It was a very late one with the original engine. It was an 85 actually, and then they later got the Porsche developed engine out of the 944 and then called the 924S. MGB 1978-79. This one has been modified with 3.9 V8 in it. I think that's an LT77 gearbox out of the Rover SD1 or something like that. So it'd be a bit faster than usual then. I like the look of the bumper ones now. I think they do look rather nice, although your opinion might vary on that matter. Another one of these 996, 911 Porsches. I don't know if that's the original plate for the car, but it's about the same era. So was the 6-speed manual. I think this is a slightly later car because of those front lights, but I could be wrong. Oh, very, very nice BMW 6 Series. They finished, I think, in 1989, and this is a sort of 87, 88 plate, although again, that could be a personal one. We've got headlamp wiper action as well. That is, that's rather nice. It is modified, it's not standard or anything. But now is that thing next door, but it's just revving up there. Yeah, that is a very, very nice paint job, isn't it? Beautiful. And then a 1982 Vauxhall Chevette Saloon. Bizarrely, even when the Nova came out in 1983, they kept building these. People just wanted to buy them, and having driven one of these in a Nova, I would say the Nova is vastly superior in the way that it drives to a Chevette. Apart from an HSR, that's a different car really, but the standard ones. And actually someone decided to put a very different engine in here. We have a 5-speed gearbox, Mark II Ascot rear axle, and a 2-litre twin cam engine. Very nice. It's a bit faster than the original 1256 engine. There we are. You see the cam belt on there. So that looks like it would be rather more interesting to drive than the Chevette Saloon that I drove last year with the original engine in it. And we've got some E30 action going on here. No surprise, probably tons of these here today. Originally now a 320 SE, and now it's been changed and modified with an awful lot more power. Yes, lots of power in there. Sort of high spec steering wheel as well, though it's all reflected. Can't remember the name of this colour now. Ford Cortina 2.3 gear automatic, 7778. This is a Mark IV. 2.3 gears were quite rare. They were very nice. Obviously, a very, very nice noise. Yeah, Mark IVs were very rare. And we've got some Mark II Jazz action. There was another Jazz which was imported over here in the 80s, so I always call these a Mark II. But we've got some Type R seats in there, I think. Toyota Hilux, I think we'll just skip over that just in case we get in trouble with the Mayor of London. Another Polo bread van. These are breeding here today. There's tons of these here. Interesting interior colour on that one. Then got the sort of mild facelift which occurred around 86, that's 87, 88 on an E. Ford Sierra Sapphire. Now, looking at that interior, I don't think this started life as a Cosworth. It's not a Cosworth now either, it's sort of a more standard one. What that is, I don't quite know. We've got some ball bay wheels on there. Toyota Mark II from the year 2000, which probably seemed very futuristic in the 90s, but now is a long, long time ago, and makes me feel quite old. But there we go, very nice. 1967 Volkswagen Beetle, this is a 1500. Apart from the ride height, it looks actually fairly standard to me, although I could be totally wrong, as I am about many things. Oh, very, very nice. Mark II Astra GTE. That's a really, really nice one. What's that, 89 to 90? Oh, it's a 16 valve. Oh, yes. Yeah, 89. Very, very nice. Very 80s in the white. More white 80s action with this Volkswagen Polo Classic. Yes, you heard me right, viewers. A Polo Classic, which means it's got a boot. There's not many of these around at all. I wonder if we got a brake servo. I imagine we still didn't, but I think we've got a 5-speed gearbox, so that's better, isn't it? Hello to just_a_polo on Instagram. It's just a C, so yeah. Wheels are interesting, they're green. And then we've got some more 200SX stroke Sylvia action. 1998, 1999, if that plate is actually a genuine one. It might be a personal one, but yes, I like the look of these. Always fancy to have a go in those. And we've got some very, very sort of retro Japanese stuff going on here. This is the 70s. Datsun 200L. Where would this be from then? Is this a UK spec one? Probably, no, it's not. It's left-hand drive. It can't be then. Yeah, that's. I can't remember where that set up a range. But Datsun Nissan ranges in the 70s were so utterly confusing. So we had two cars where we were not have one each segment. More Skyline action here. Hello to Retro_Classic 1980 on Instagram. It's an automatic. It's R33, I believe that one is. Oh yes, the Laurel. We see this everywhere, don't we, when we go? 89 on an F, which is it's rather interesting with these interesting wheels on it. Did we get this generation Flora over here? I think we did. I remember it was replaced by the Maxima. Mazda 121 or Autozam Vivu, I think these were called. It's got some opal wheels on it, and that is not remotely anything like the interior of this car would have had when it was new in about 1994. I've been offered one of these for review, viewers, some of you might know, but it won't be this one. Particularly as this one, I don't even know if that's legal having a light like that. Maybe that doesn't even go on the road. Who knows? More Laurel action. This is of a generation after the ones that were sold over here. Which is a four-door coupe as well, with the windows that roll all the way down on both sides. That is fascinating. What's that? 91, 92 on the J. Toyota Mark II Grande. I've seen these with very strange front ends on them. This one looks like it's a more standard one. 1985-86. Got another car we didn't get over here. Looks like a cooling there at the front. I think this is like a Bluebird or something. This is very old. This is sort of 73, 74. Called various things in various parts of the world. I'll have a look at the back and see what this one's called. Oh, it's actually called a Bluebird, this one. I feel though that might not have been registered over here originally. And then we've got an enormous thing here, a Toyota Crown Royale Saloon from about 1989 to 90. Again, not sold over here at the time. The Crowns stopped being sold, I think, in the early 80s over here. They just didn't catch on in the market, although certain communities, these are very, very popular cars. Yeah, we like that. We've got some more sort of late 80s, early 90s Civic action. I wish I could remember the code for these, I just can't at the moment. That one's going to be a very late one of this generation, just before the EGs came out, about 1991. And a V6 Shogun. Yes, it is a petrol one, and I'm a happy, happy person because this is a petrol Shogun with a 3-litre V6 engine and some extraordinary wood, and there's the altimeter and things in the middle of a dash. Apologies for the music. It is attached to the Space Cruiser, so that's some compensation, isn't it? These were actually everywhere when I was younger. You don't see too many of these now. Oh, look at this. Oh, very nice Cortina. Mark 5 2-litre gear, 81, 82. Very nice. Then some more retro Beetle action. That's probably what, early 60s, that one. 50s Ford C600 thing. What on earth is this? I don't think I've ever seen one of these before, viewers. No, I definitely haven't seen one of those before. Wow. Serenity Valley. And some more Prelude action going on here. I forget the name of this model Prelude, but I want to have a go in one of these. I saw two of them together at Predfest, and it would sort of remember, maybe remember just how sort of wonderful they are. That'd be about what, 91, 92, something like that. And we'll look at this section here next. A Lexus LS400. I'm sure there are more cars here than there were last year. That's what it feels like to me anyway. LS400 facelift, I think this one would be. Personal plate, so not exactly sure of the year, but oh yes, a beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers, as many of you know that I do. That's very nice. Also nice is this Honda CRX. This is a 1.6 with a 16-valve D series in it, I think. Not the VTEC, I don't think quite. I think the next generation came out in 92, so 91, 92. Same engine, I think, as some of the Rover R8 216s as well. Citroen 2CV2 with them. This one's a little bit earlier, 81, 82 on an X, with extraordinary seats. Utmost extraordinary. And then a 2CV Dolly 87, 88 on an E. Not quite as outrageous in the seat department, but the steering wheel is interesting. I don't think that's the original one to this era of 2CV. Minivan, this one looks very early. Before 1965, I think. Very sort of austere looking. I mean, even more austere than the original Mini. Because you just don't need anything for the van, do you? You don't need any luxury or comfort. This one though is nice. I don't think this is actually a Cooper. The Coopers weren't on sale in this country at the time. They came out in 1990, and that is on an F, so 89. And And then a very late Sierra, they made them to about 1993. This is a 92-93 registration. I don't know what specification this is. It might be like an Azure or something. We've got windy windows in here. Yeah, it is an Azure. We have a nice smoked out rear lights. At this time they were just chucking whatever stuff they had left. So you found different Sierras with different specifications in the same batches. If they may have the same model name. Probably a 1.6 or a 2 litre. What on earth is this? This is a Mercury. It's trying not to fall down that hole view. That would be a tragedy if I did. Fortunately for you, for myself, I didn't, although you lot would love me to fall over. Yeah, it is a Mercury. It's a Mercury Colony Park, which is a very strange name for a car. I think these survived much later than the 60s, where this would have been, in fact, 1960, maybe a little bit earlier. And then a Kia Pride, a very early one. These came out, I think, in 1991. This is actually a little bit later than that. I thought we'd have white wall tyres on it, but it doesn't. 3-door. I think the 5 doors were more common. I have driven one of these. A friend of mine owns 2 of them and has owned several others in the past. This is the LX model, which is, well, more luxurious than not, if you see what I mean, but still not a luxury car. They're okay to drive with. If you go above 70 miles an hour, they make an absolute and utter din, so you've got to be a bit careful of that. Is this the same as the Mark 1 Escort on the G-plate we saw earlier? No, it's not. This is the RS2000 version, so it can't be. So I'm wrong. I mean, I'm wrong about many things here. But yeah, if you've not seen it before, 68, 69 on a G. Then lots of Honda action. Final generation Prelude here. Very late one. There's a 2.2 VTEC VTI on a 2000 plate. It's one of the absolute last ones of these. It's a real shame they got rid of the Prelude, actually, because they were great. I sort of quite like one of these myself. It was a standard one. I certainly want to own that. Also, we've got this previous generation one. I went in one of these in 1993 when a friend of my mother's was working as a general manager at a Honda dealership, and he took me in one of these, and he took it on a road at over 100 miles an hour, and I was, well, if I was scared or what, I was pretty young. I was like 9. It was fun though. Then we've got Captain Frost here. I think we've come across the good Captain before. This one is a 1988, and it's the 2-litre 16 valve EXI 4-wheel steering coupe, which we like very much, viewers, like very, very much indeed. And there's the Accord of sort of similar. I think the Prelude was based on the Accord as well. You could get 4-wheel steering on these. I don't know if this has got it, but again, they weren't very common. The Hondas in this country at the time, rather like today, were quite expensive cars. Oh yes, 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, but not 4-wheel steering, with some guy stabbing plates on it. What's that, 88, 89 and an F. Another final generation Prelude here. This is again the 2.2 VTI. I'd prefer if it was a beige leather interior of yours, but I mean that's a beige interior as it is, so that's not so bad, is it? And then another one of these. Another one of these 1990 to 1991. Keep forgetting the model code for these, which is annoying, but just the way it goes. It's just GL. Right, let's go over to that section here. We've got to work through this systematically, because otherwise we will forget things, viewers, and then I will get told off. Oh, interesting, viewers. A Mark II Jetta GTI 16 valve. This is a rare specification. I've always preferred the Jettas to the Golfs, probably because my parents owned a Jetta between 1983 and 1990. Don't know exactly what year that is, but that's very nice. Pretty late 80s. Another one of this type of Civic that I can't remember the model code for, but that is a plate that's far earlier than the car. It's an 81, 82 plate. This will be sort of about 1990, something like that. What on earth is going on with this? My gosh. Yes. It's have a look at this Skyline Gears and R33. I think this was the third or fourth one we've actually seen today already. We're only in part 2, so expect to see more.
But now it's got a diesel heater, so it's warm.
What year that is, I'm not quite sure. Rear wiper action there.
12-volt alternator.
And we've got some bay window Volkswagen here that's been, well, lowered as far as it was possible to lower it really. You can barely see the wheels. 69 to 70, this one is on an H. Oh, it's a right hand drive one. Excellent. Is this a Model A pickup from the early 30s been modified? I imagine that it is. I mean, it's not the sort of thing I know anything about, but here we go. Mark II, I think this is Scirocco. Yes, it says Mark II. 1984 to 85 on a B. With some Oz racing wheels. Is that a beige leather interior, viewers? No, it's more sort of biscuit. I mean, it's nice. It's a biscuit one, though, I think, with beige.
Nice belt.
What engine is that? I'm not sure. Is that the original one? It's a Storm model. Excellent. Volkswagen Caddy. I hope this is a petrol one, viewers. And it's had a sort of older style front end put on it. This is like a 92, 93 on a K, so it's not the oldest one, it's still got this sort of old style dash in this. Mini with some older rear lights on it. They should actually have reversing lights in there. Is that illegal just to take them out? Because it hasn't got any anymore. If you're an MOT inspector, let me know if that's actually legal just to delete the reversing lights like that. 86, 87 on a D. Probably got something under there that's not the original 1 litre A series, I think. We got this iteration of Solid over here, viewers, but it wasn't like this. The GT Turbo. I think the glanges are a little bit later than this, but this is what, sort of 1992, 1993 perhaps. And we've got a Honda Goldwing. I think my knowledge of motorbikes is very limited, and I don't think I want to talk about any more than this one. But don't be have a reverse gear in it or something like that. It's a bonkers thing, really. Oh yes, first generation Impreza. I'm surprised we haven't seen any of these so far today. With gold wheels by Speedline. That's the original plate. It'll be sort of 94, 95, and rear wiper action too. Very late Escort. By this stage, I think we were only in a couple of trims of these, and this would be the 1.6, I think. 2000. By this stage, the Focus has been out for a couple of years, and they stopped production of them this year because they'd realised that the Focus was selling well enough. They didn't need to keep both of them at the same time. E30 BMW 3 Series 5-door. We've got an interesting interior on this. It's not an M3 or anything. Those left-hand drive only for a start, and you couldn't get them in a 4-door. But that's good. Yes, this is 325i. Bay window Volkswagen 1977-78 on an S. That looks actually very clean. It's very clean indeed. I don't think we'll be getting to 140 kilometers an hour on that though. That would be a bit scary, particularly with that pop top up. More Mark II facelift polo action. 1993, 1994 on an L. This looks like it's got like a G40 interior, or is it something else? I'm not sure. Someone in the comment section below can tell me. Particularly, this is the Anti-Purist Polo Club member. What is going on with this car? Another E30 here, 320i. Hello to Kaylee Fran _E30 on Instagram. That looks rather quick, doesn't it? We've got a Lotus Elise. This is the original spec in the typical 90s colour. 1998, 1999 on an S. Supplied by Bell & Colville in Surrey, which were a very, very famous Lotus dealer. Mark II Capri here, 1976, 77 on R. S model. I wonder if this is a 3 litre S. Could be. 1988-89 Porsche 911, very late for that shape, but 964 came out also in 1989. So yeah, that is good. Mark 1 Golf Cabrio, quite a late one. They made until I think 93. That is 91, 92. Well-tail action there as well on the Porsche. Fiat Cinquecento. These are not fast if they've got the 900cc engine in views. How do I know that? I know because I've driven one recently. There is Ulrika Johnson on the front cover of the magazine, some magazines we used not to be able to get at school. 93, 94. Sinclair C5, of course. 1990 to 1991 Unos Roadster with the I think like a Mark III gear lever in it or something. Amanadi steering wheel. Toyota Celica. Apologies there, the phone cut off when I was recording. Back in 1989-90, the Celica, I forget what it's called actually this generation. 2 litre GT model with fuel injection, 16 valve engine and headlamps. Then we've got E34 5 Series, quite a late one, facelifted one with some absolutely vast wheels on it. Red interior. And then more E30 BMW 3 Series friends here. There's so many of these here today. We've only done like 2 parts and we've seen millions of them. Then 205 GTI 1.9, 1990-1991. This is a facelifted one. It looks quite correct actually. There could be some differences, but I can't spot them apart from that big exhaust and the sort of funny French plates on them. Audi 80, I think this is a B4. Is this, I wonder, a nice V6 one? I don't know. Answer the comment section below. We've got the previous generation here. It's actually, it might be a 90 rather than an 80. Yeah, I think it's a 90. It's from the B3 90. Very, very rare cars. This one's got 4-wheel drive and a interesting steering wheel.
Come with me a minute, please.
The boot is quite small on these as well, but do you really care if you've got something like that? 89 to 90 on a G. Anyway, forgive us so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, and we shall see you again shortly for some more incorrect information.